the gun up, and the light, of course, the light's not working to actually penetrate. He said there's a wall there, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm looking, like what most people do, they're looking for facial reactions. You can tell if somebody's focusing on something or sees somebody. And so I glance at him, and then I glance back, and literally by the time I glance back is when I get hit.
Welcome back, viewers, watchers, listeners. I'm your host, Tyler Owen. Again, we are coming to you from the 2026 Texas FOP TMPA Joint Conference here in Dallas, Texas. And during these moments, we come in contact with members that we have relationships with or that we haven't met but know their story. And I'm sitting with John Wilkerson today, who just finished up your legislative update yesterday. I heard some good reviews. One was bad, but it was from your colleague, and I think he was just giving you shit. So,
well, he would do that. He would do that. He's just jealous because I almost won a gun yesterday.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. You got to think sometimes we as employees drop our business cards into some of the vendors' bowls because they have giveaways. And John, you'd already won a armor rack that holds your body armor. And when they pulled your name out of the bowl last night for a firearm, decisions were made. I had a few beers, and I said, "Hey, he's an employee." And
I heard you yeeted that card pretty far.
So I kind of screwed you out of an AR-15. So
that's all right, man. That's all right.
What do they say? A good buddy fucking. So
yeah, there you go. There you go. That's Blue Falcon Award 2026. Tyler Owen.
That's all me, brother. I am terribly sorry, but anyway, I wanted to have John Wilkerson here. As the viewer and watcher know, John has been championing the fight against workers' comp situations there at the state capitol. And the story that we're going to bring to you today is one of resilience, and it also involves workers' comp, and really just a true hero. So today we have CJ Lehmann and then Sean Feldman with Wilco. These two gentlemen went to the academy together, and CJ suffered a catastrophic event in 2018, and we're going to talk about that today. Guys, I can't thank y'all enough for stopping by and visiting with us and telling y'all a story.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah. For sure. CJ, we'll kick it off with you. Give us kind of a background of, man, how'd you get involved with law enforcement, how you got involved with the situation that took place in 2018, and where do we go from there?
Well, I don't know. I was working at a place that did high compression molding of plastics, and there was a couple of guys I worked with, and they decided that Giddings PD was sending them to the academy, so I was like, well, if they're going, I might as well do it. So went and did that. Golly, what year was that?
2016.
2016. So that's where I met Sean and went through the academy together. Funny thing is, nobody failed out. Surprising.
That's a rarity.
Well, what was really funny, I think there were, after a month or two, there were only like 6 or 7 others left.
Yeah, we had a few drop early on, and CJ and I just kind of pushed through and made the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to work for Fayette County, and that was that same year. So that was 2016. Yeah, 2016. It was like August, I think. August 28th is what my start date was. But yeah, so went through that, did all that stuff. Extremely interesting because some of the stuff you do and see, you can't make that shit up.
Yeah.
My wife is a dispatcher now, and now she finally believes the stuff I told her, and so, which I think is funny.
Yeah. Both me and John have a rural law enforcement background of kind of what we did. And what's interesting, being a rural deputy in Texas, Wilco, right? I mean, you're going to be in rural areas and looking at cattle, and then 2 minutes after that, you're in a metro populated area. Fayette County's not like that, but me and John Wilkerson we always trade war stories. But to your point, you've got to be versatile to work in rural law enforcement.
Way different.
It's different.
Yeah, but you're out there in what we call God's country.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Fayette County is, almost 10,000 square miles. We have 900 and something square miles, and at night there was only 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we call it North and South End, and North End was busier because that's where the seat of the county.
Right.
But, of course, that's always where the major population.
Which is what city?
LaGrange.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you ever heard the story of the chicken ranch, that's LaGrange, Texas.
Okay.
Is that where they have chickens?
Actually, yes,
I bet they do.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
If you ever go through Fayette County, stop at the courthouse, and you can walk through it, and you can actually see pictures from the chicken ranch.
Oh, wow.
They actually have hanging up.
That's cool.
It is very interesting. But anyway, so I mean, what made it hard for me was always getting griped at for speeding, but yet then they gripe because, oh, why did it take you an hour to get here?
Yes.
It's like I'm driving literally from one end of the county to the other. So it was a constant back and forth.
Right.
It was funny. Or you end up ramming a cow through a fence with the hood of your car and you got to go wash off the cow shit.
I understand that.
So
Understand that.
rural deputy is, you have to be prepared. Like, you are going to be on your own for a while.
Yep.
Because even around us, it's all small rural. It's all rural counties.
Well, and it's different because let's just talk about use of force. A Dallas police officer, we're sitting in Dallas right now. I can promise you within a 1 square mile radius right now, not just Dallas police, but there's probably at least 300 law enforcement officers in this 1 square mile with different agencies, right? And so your use of force continuum might change a little bit for that. And so when you're in a rural setting like that, you can go from 0 to 100 seconds. And that's exactly kind of what we're going to talk about today in your situation. You being a deputy in 2016, starting with the sheriff's office in late August, and then moving into November, being a 2-year patrol deputy in a rural. I mean, you think you've done a lot, right? You got a lot of experience, and then chaos breaks off. Give us kind of your perspective on what happened that day and how that day kind of unfolded.
Well, to get the full rundown on it, I had just changed out of a Charger into a truck, which was a sergeant's old truck. And so, like, the day before was early week. And so, like, usually the city, they have a trick or treat on the square. And so that was shut down and everything. And then, so they had it on the 1st. So that's why I was still actually in LaGrange. And, cause my girlfriend at the time, which is now my wife, we took all the kids there and they were doing that. So I actually met them there. And plus this, what do you call it? Not show of force, but,
community presence and
community
engagement.
Engagement, stuff like that. So I volunteered for that stuff, and we were just sitting there, and I literally just found her, and about 5 or 10 minutes later, after finding out, a call comes over the radio that officers need help from the Dollar General, and suspect ran to the Carter Motel, and that one of the officers, I think it came over the radio as stabbed, I think, if I remember right.
Okay.
And so it's like, well, shit. So instantly I take off all and I asked back to the truck, get over to the Carter Motel, which is, I don't know if I can say this. Every community has one.
It's a 5-star establishment. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's like a Red Roof Inn.
Yeah. We'll call it that.
Yeah.
We'll call it that. So made it there, got out and everything. The other 2 officers that, one of them, he had gotten stabbed. The dude had a fixed blade. It wasn't a knife, but it was a knife. So it's like a
shank. Okay.
I guess you'd say.
Yep.
If you could pull up the court records and read that stuff, you'd laugh your ass off. But either way, anyway, so get the thing. Okay. Cause he had a, was it hot blue warrant, but basically he had a warrant for failure to register as a sex offender.
Okay.
And I do remember I went over there one time and knocked on that door trying to make contact. And I know for a fact, like the city of LaGrange went over there numerous times. And the lady that registers them, I think, for the city had one over there. He ended up being at the Dollar General. And that's when the other 2 officers made contact with him. He ended up cutting the one in the finger real bad and knocked the other officer over, was able to somehow didn't get shot. They of course, this is the whole less than lethal thing, all that other crap that broke out because of everything. But anyway, he ended up making it back to his hotel room / apartment, I think is the best way to put it.
Right.
So we get there, pretty much we kind of cordon off that little area, whatever. And what's funny is one of the main guys that FTO'd me, he was over there in, of course, city of LaGrange. I don't think any of the other sheriff's deputies made it. They might have, because they were all waiting for me to come after that. We were going to meet up, but they might have been, but I think they were getting other stuff, like getting stuff together, getting ready there. And then like they might have been on the back side because I was on the side. Like it's so hard to describe how it is because it's basically, it's say a hotel built in the 1950s. So it's single story. And then they added on like these other rooms that have 10 on the outside with a door that's probably made in the 1930s. So we'll just say it's a haven, if that makes any kind of sense. Use your imagination. So we're there, and then it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do now? You know, basically it's a barricaded subject, so it's like whatever. So you know, I'm not making the call. You know, it's kind of like not our jurisdiction kind of thing.
Yep.
You know, we'll let LaGrange do it. I see a LaGrange officer. Like I said, I'm horrible with names, but he came walking up on the sidewalk and he had keys in his hand. And I'm like, okay. And then I heard another LaGrange officer asking him like, hey, you got your vest on? And he said, no. And so me being me, it's like, give me the keys, go somewhere else. Like I'm the type of person, I'm not going to see somebody get freaking center punched. You know, like, if you ain't got your shit, go away. I don't know. It's just, it's my personality. Like I have a vest on, you don't, go, just get back somewhere safe. So I grabbed the keys and, stuck them in the door, and it's all exterior. So it was weird because the way it's shaped, but so I'm on the left-hand side, door opens up outward and to the right, and stuck the key in, turned it. Of course, after listening for a little bit, left the key in, got to turn the doorknob, and I actually locked the door. And thinking about it after the fact, it's like, that was a fucking ambush. Like I freaking knew it. Like thinking about it after the fact, not realizing it at the time. And so I was like, well, shit. So I turned the key, unlocked the door, grabbed the doorknob, and fling it open. You know, the same thing we're all taught for any kind of tactical, you let the room breathe. Fling the door open. And nothing. No noise, talking, don't hear, you know, no communication. I move, actually cross, come backward, come back, and cross over. And I know I had a officer to the left from LaGrange. I think I had one on the right of me, further right. And I had pied just a little bit of the door, and the one on my left said, that's a wall right there, which would explain I couldn't see nothing. And like even the flashlight on my gun, it was so bright that day that it wouldn't penetrate that. So I was like, okay, he says there's a wall right there, so there's got to be a wall right there. And my partner is over here because there's an alcove that comes out, and he's right there. And so like I have my gun up, and the light, of course, the light's not working to actually penetrate. He said there's a wall there, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm looking, like what most people do, they're looking for facial reactions. You can tell if somebody's focusing on something or sees somebody. And so I glance at him, and then I glance back, and literally by the time I glance back is when I get hit, and in the face with a shotgun. Well, I didn't know that at the time. I just know I got freaking hit, and believe it or not, it did not hurt that fucking bad. Even though, I mean, it's like, because it literally hit me in the head. It hit hard enough to spin me and throw me down to the ground, but it didn't hurt. If you were to take a denim pillow and just smack somebody as hard as it can and get like a glancing blow, that's what it felt like.
Wow.
It was freaking weird.
Well, it was birdshot too.
Yeah, come find out, federal number 9 birdshot. So that's the smallest shot you have in a shotgun. And so my head looks like a freaking snow globe when you take an x-ray. Literally, oh golly, my wife had fun with it because there were so many that were on the surface areas, and she's sitting there. I have one of my buddies, but a little bit before that, had gave me an infidel Benchmade. Mm-hmm. Sharp as shit. I kept that thing sharp as shit. But my wife thought that thing was a scalpel, and she just likes cutting shit out. So, but anyway, so I got a little collection of freaking lead pellets, but no, it just...
So he shoots you, and then did your other officer?
Freaking hell broke loose. Yeah. Like it was, and the only thing that popped in my head was because the way it's shaped, you'd have to, if you were to look at a satellite photo of it, because it happened on the backside, and you could see the different alcoves of what it is. And the only thing I'm sitting here thinking is I have LaGrange PD and SO people to the left. I have basically in front of where I was, 2 deputies and a LaGrange cop, and then 2 further left were even more. And the only thing I was going through my head was, please don't shoot me in the freaking ass. That's my biggest worry. My ass was up in the fucking air. I mean, granted, it spun me around, and I still had my gun in my hand, and I literally had it, because I made sure I had it basically as I was falling, I spun, and I knew the way I was going to land, so it's literally my arm is in between my legs, and my gun's still pointing roughly in that freaking direction. I don't know. I don't know, just a way of thinking.
Yeah.
And, because I didn't want to shoot because I didn't know how hard I spun.
Right.
Because I couldn't see it. Like literally when it hit me, it was like instantly kind of black kind of thing. It's probably from just the sheer force of the impact.
Yeah.
And then, knowing where they were at, I wasn't going to send around, even though I probably could have, because I was aiming at that exact point and just reaction time. I was like, nope. But the only thing I was going through my head was, please don't shoot me in the fucking ass. And I wasn't worried about the guy shooting me in the ass. I was worried about them shooting me in the ass.
Yeah.
Because it was literally what the heck do you call it? Like a tin, literally corrugated tin.
Yeah.
Was on the side of that build.
Was the suspect ultimately shot and killed?
No, he got hit. Oh golly, what was it, 7 or 9 times? I can't remember anymore. I think it was 7 times. He fired shit. Yeah.
DPS SWAT came out.
Yeah, they ended up
as a regional team.
Yeah, because one of my buddies, I'm a big dude. I was probably the biggest dude, say on like there basically. Like I was built like a brick shit house. So I mean, it's just the way I was. But it was funny because Godman's, which was working for Fayette, I shouldn't have said his name.
Yeah, we're good.
Good luck. They'll have to try to find his ass. But anyway, he was there. And he actually tried grabbing my boot because technically I was able to go, when I fell, it went more towards the right, so I was not open to the door. And the suspect was still shooting. Like he shot at a couple of the other officers. And that's when he got, like basically he came up straight in front of the door and, well, all hell broke loose. But he tried grabbing me by the boot and dragging me. And, all the crap we carry on our belts and everything, between that and we have outer carriers for our stuff, it was just digging into the ground. And I was like, dude, let go of my fucking leg. I was like, I'll get up and get over there. So I was able to crawl up and get over there and everything. And, but yeah, I think DPS SWAT showed up, and I know they got the Bearcat stuck.
Was this kind of a scoop and go type situation where they scooped you up and immediately took you to the ambulance?
Literally, I went straight to the ambulance. I walked there, got in, did all that crap.
Were you airlifted or reground? You were flu, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
I got lucky as shit because they had the light. Like normally, they would not have been able to airlift me because they're the helicopter that. What is it? Is it not Starflight? It was.
I think it's Life Flight that's out there. One of the MedLife.
Yeah,
helicopters.
Yeah, it was one of those. It wasn't Starflight, or it might have been Starflight. I can't remember anymore. But so they use like the smaller helicopters. But anyway, I ended up having the lightest crew, and from what I was told was they were literally throwing crap out of the fucking helicopter to get underweight to make sure. And but I remember them dragging me, and like I can't see at all. Like I knew I got shot in the face. I thought half my head was freaking blown off. Because I would breathe and it just burned all through my face because it jacked up all my sinus cavities. I had pellets go basically through my nasal channel, whatever crap. And, but it was, I'm trying to think. But anyway, they got me on there, and I ain't gonna lie, I was squishing that thing like a freaking sardine because I remember having my legs tucked up just so they could get me in there because I'm like 6'4".
Yeah, he's about 6'4", and you're a hefty man.
Yeah. And even then, I weighed 280, 290.
Yeah,
like gotta have that payload balance to make the flight.
Yeah, exactly. And when I say I was built, I was muscular, but I was like, I don't know what would you call it?
You were just a freight train, buddy.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't friggin' fat. I was just
Yeah, just big corn-fed.
Yeah, I was about to say, we call that corn-fed.
Yeah, corn-fed country.
Go run our laps in the academy, man. Once CJ got going, you didn't want to stand in front of that.
Yeah, good luck. No, it's going to take me a minute to stop.
You know what's cool, though, honestly, for you guys to be at different agencies, at what point did you get the phone call and did you start responding? And what was racing through your mind? Getting that kind of news about your friend, you know, me and JW have been on the receiving end of those phone calls of classmates or friends that we've lost, and it's not easy.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy is probably about a month before CJ's incident, just scrolling social media and read, you know, one of those kind of clickbait news items that said, you know, Fayette County Deputy was shot. And, you know, I'm like, you know, I know CJ and a few other of our classmates work in that area. And it ended up being another state.
Georgia.
I think it was Georgia or Iowa or something like that. And, you know, that night that CJ, probably I'd say about 2 hours after him being shot, one of the classmates called me because they knew that I was living in the Austin area, and that's ultimately where CJ went, and just went straight down to the hospital and coordinated, worked with y'all's field team, got CJ's mom squared away in a hotel, worked with APD, who was kind enough to help facilitate transportation for his family to and from the hotel back to the hospital. I think you were there for about a week and a half.
Shit, it was like 10 days or something.
Yeah, about a week and a half, and was gracious enough to have a supportive agency, and we took the time, and we actually got. Although he was discharged, he wasn't ready to walk. He actually had to be transported back in an ambulance back home, and so we worked together and got him an escort back home. Just did a short little law enforcement procession, and stayed in touch a year after. When did you and Sonia get married?
Oh, look, you're trying to get your buddy in trouble now.
Well, our anniversary's Monday.
Okay,
So we got married.
the following,
Yeah. 2019.
and then in November, I used to work in West Texas and had some contacts on some deer leases, and CJ was like, "Yeah, I think I'm ready." So we got him one of those scopes where it can Bluetooth and you can see the scope screen. Got that zeroed in, and almost a year to the day after him being shot, took him out, and he had a deer 90 yards headshot that he took care of through the guidance of lining up the sights with me and
On the phone.
yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
And it was pretty great to be able to see him kind of, still be able to be involved in some ways.
Yeah. That was a custom built, it was AR-15. It was a 6.5 grain.
You said AR-15?
Yeah.
Like the one that was given away last night?
Yeah, the like the one I almost won.
I'm talking about a true custom. Like
That was a nice gun.
I don't know. People go through guns, like you go through phases, you go through pistols, ARs, blah, blah, blah. This one was all billet, CNC. It had my badge engraved on it.
That's cool.
And like everything, it was built to my specs. Like I built ARs for God, I don't know how many years. And so it has everything in it that I did. And then, that was just freaking fun. When you took me on that crap, I first, almost got a shot at a, Axis. And that, if you have ever,
it's good eat.
yeah, some good eats right there.
Yep.
So,
John, I want to go back to where you talked about, John, I mean, as far as field services are concerned, I think we in field services, all of us have been cops. And it's those moments that we don't look forward to necessarily, but we always live up to the moment, meaning because it's our time, our adrenaline's pumping, we want to be there for the member, and it's our way to give back. And I think you've responded to multiple, as I have. Give us kind of the field rep perspective of when situations like that what happens from field services and TMPA side, from start to finish, of kind of what we do to take care of the member.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. It's taking care of the member. That's what we do. That's what we focus on. So when those calls come in, a lot of times we're the ones that take those calls, because as a field rep, you build relationships with the communities that you're in. So you may have taken the call, or you may have seen it come out on an email. or the field rep that's on call knows it's your area, so they may reach out to you. But man, it's just about taking care of the members. And so, a call like that comes in, if it's a member that was shot, involved in a car crash, whatever critical incident there was, first thing we want to know is what's the status of our member, and then second thing is what are the status of our members' buddies that are probably our members as well. And where can we help? Where can we plug in and help? And it's really a delicate situation on those because we want to be there to help. And I know a lot of times departments look at us like we're trying to get involved in areas that we don't need to be involved. And we have to really let the departments, supervisors, and even some of the buddies of the officers that are involved know that, hey, look, man, we're not here to do an investigation. We're not here on anything like that. What we're here to do is take care of our members. And it may be something as simple as going to the hospital and checking on them, making sure everything's good there. But then it could be also more complicated where they may have family members that are coming in from out of town. And so we want to make sure that we've got hotels covered. If they have any needs whatsoever, I don't care if it's a toothbrush that their spouse or that their cousin who's coming in to see them may have left at the house. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what we're going to do. And we've done that time and time again. And even when some of our members make the ultimate sacrifice, case in point, one of the members here this evening, a widow that's here this evening to receive an award. One of the things that we did is we coordinated an escort from the San Antonio airport all the way to Coppersville, Texas, to escort, his 5-year-old daughter. And that's a snippet of what we do, man. And Tyler, you hit it on the head. And I told you this when you said it. It's taking care of the member. That's what we are focused on. That's what we're laser focused on. And that's what we do. And it could be anything, brother. It could. Well,
and what's weird is that we in law enforcement, we're all guilty of it. We attend these different hell, it's probably going on this conference, right? You're looking at what agency, we're semi-cliquish in the sense that we're going to hang out with people we know. And let's just be honest, cops are weird, right? They stick to people they know, and they're not really outgoing. They kind of stick to their little clique. But in moments like that, when we know that it's a family or a fallen officer or an injured officer, such as what happened to him, we stand up and we're going to be there for anybody. I mean, just the other day, I heard that one of our members was traveling through Arkansas and had a flat tire, and through FOP contacts, we were able to facilitate getting the tire changed, putting him in the hotel, and it's just going above and beyond. I think that's the cool thing. And it's really unique that you guys were classmates. I remember some of my classmates in Dallas that I went to Eastfield Police Academy, but I'm certainly not close like you guys are. So it's rewarding for me that serving this profession 20 years and now on the TMPA side, it's rewarding that there's hope in our profession and in the sense of brotherhood. CJ, talk about how TMPA has helped you out. Again, sadly, TMPA charities could be much more. In the sense of our members maybe donating just a little bit more, just with the PAC, and that's a whole separate podcast on the PAC.
Yeah.
But members don't realize what an impact it makes until they need it. And I think it's important to highlight just what TMPA was able to facilitate with you and how we were able to financially assist you and your family during this situation.
Yeah, because I remember, what was it? I don't know. I can't remember who was there, but somebody, I remember they came in, they introduced themselves and everything. And I think they told my wife and my mom and stuff that they had gotten a hotel room and gave them like gift cards for like food or whatever they needed and stuff. And of course, like my wife, she never left. Like she never left the hotel room, the hospital room. But I know like my mom and my family, like they'd go to the hotel room and, either stay there the night and come back and stuff like that. And that helped tremendously as far as all that goes.
Yeah. And you've got some
up in the air.
And your vision was impacted because of the gunshot. And
yeah, I could
two board meetings ago, Brian Johns, who is the region director for the area. And I think you've got the contact with Wilco.
Yeah. So I'd bought some Meta Ray-Ban glasses probably about a year or so ago, and I was kind of scrolling through the settings, and I'm like, this is kind of some impressive stuff that could really help CJ. And I called CJ. I said, hey, you need to go find some of these and snag them. Yeah. And followed up with CJ probably about 6 to 8 months later, and his wife said, hey, did y'all ever go buy those glasses? And I said, no. I said, you know what? It's Christmas time. Let me think about this. And just called Brian. I said, we do so much when somebody passes in the line of duty and makes that ultimate sacrifice. And we also do a lot for those that are injured. We always say, remember the fallen, and we do. But I think a lot of times we sometimes forget to circle back with those that were critically injured and had to medically retire. And it's circling back and checking in on them. And, I just told Brian, I said, hey, if TMPA wants to kind of step up here and purchase these for him, I think that, they truly will
Change his life.
Really, truly.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brian and I went down in May and got you hooked up, and talk about what those are doing for you now.
Oh man, I'll go back. Like, I remember you saying that because somebody I had gotten something else that used a camera and stuff, and it was about as useful as a brick. Like it irritated me more than it helped.
Yeah,
like just trying to and I jacked with it for 6 months to a year, just trying to get it to it, but it doesn't use Wi-Fi, internet, none of that stuff. It's supposed to be able to read this, and it would, but it'd skip everything I need.
Right.
Or it'd tell me people are walking by, or it could identify faces, but it was just not user friendly at all.
I think you said it was repetitive, right? So if the kids was walking in and out of the room, it'd be like, I was always in the room.
Yeah, and it was
always in the room. And it's always in, and
now it literally collects dust. And so I was like, well, okay. Like, he told me about it. I'm like, is it going to be like the same shit? Like, because at that point it'd be just a waste of money. And so I didn't. But then you called me and said, hey, we got you meta glasses. I'm like, okay. I wonder how interesting this is going to be. And anyway, he came down, set him up, and we went out to eat at a local restaurant, and I was just like, okay, now this shit I can do, because it actually told me like way more information and stuff, and and then we went out. Well, the coolest thing was I was like, you don't put this crap to the test. It's AI, and we went out to a gun range, and I just asked it what it sees. And it's like, oh, you're at a gun range, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, now this shit's scary.
Yeah.
Like, how did, I guess because it even described the shooting benches that were set up. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then y'all had left. And so I just continuously played with it. And I'm like, okay, it's AI. It's got to have a whole bunch of information. And so I'm like walking around my house, and I'm like, oh, what do you see? Or describe the room to me. And it went so far in depth, like it described, recessed warm lighting. And I'm like, okay, this shit's cool.
That's awesome.
They powered up right now?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to see what it tells you, what you're looking at right now.
We'll hear this. But it's not just like describing what it sees and stuff like that. Like, I can ask it some of the most random stuff.
Right.
And it knows the answer to, so I don't drive my wife as nuts.
Well, it's also impactful because when Brian was explaining, the purchase, me and John were in that meeting. He was saying that basically there are meta volunteers for situations that you're dealing with, and that they volunteer to say you're walking out a sidewalk, turn right, turn left, and so talk about that and how often. Be my eyes, and how often
it's an app. See, that's what those other things were supposed to have. Well, actually, it's on the phone.
Okay.
And glitchy as heck. But anyway, you can do, so say, like the kids are horrible about keeping, it took me 6 years to get them to keep the soap by the kitchen sink in the same side.
Right.
Not having to go look for it. But so just whatever, say I'm looking in the fridge for something, I can hit the front button to be my eyes, and a real person, a volunteer, their phone will ring and they can click on it, and they see through the meta. And they can direct me like, I can tell them what I'm looking for. Like, hey, I'm looking for the mayonnaise. And they're like, okay, well, turn your, look to the right. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, go up.
That's cool.
Literally guide me to it.
Yeah, and, Be My Eyes also has a phone app, but this allows him to be hands-free, right?
Yeah.
Because
hands-free.
And then, you're not sure exactly what angle you're holding the phone at. What am I specifically looking at? This is just truly whatever his head is actually, what his eyes would be truly seeing is what that volunteer is seeing on one side.
So if you asked right now, it'd probably say there's an extremely good-looking gentleman sitting in front of you and Tyler Owen. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Well, let's see.
That's AR-less.
a month ago, I think I was in an accident, ended up with a broken back, so I was in the hospital. And I asked them where I'm at, and the dang things knew I was in the hospital.
Wow.
Just by the stuff it's seen.
Well, and probably GPS, I would imagine.
Yeah, a little GPS in there as well. And, I mean, it's great because, he can even ask the simple things of like, who won the baseball game today? And he's not having to, constantly.
Well, like the top stories, like top
news stories.
Like, I listen to the news, which drives my wife nuts. And you got to listen to it like for 4 hours just to figure out what happened for 2 stories or something. It's annoying as crap.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what the top, whatever things are. Okay, cool, whatever. Yeah, I mean, if you can think of it, it can look it up for you. And it'll tell you.
It's changed his life in another way as well, because he used to be able to text via Siri through, AirPods and stuff.
Right. Couldn't send pictures.
He couldn't send pictures. Now he can say, hey, take a picture and send it to whoever. And
So I do that a lot.
So I get quite a few pictures from him as well.
That's cool.
Probably a random shit.
But
That's awesome.
I do my best.
Tyler, what really strikes me about that conversation is like you pointed out, you got 2 guys that went to the academy together. They built that friendship, they built that bond. Something happens, and it's what we do, man. We look out for each other. And his buddy reached out to a board member. Board member comes to TMPA board, says, "Hey, we got to take care of our member, right?" And so TMPA charity stepped up and helped make that purchase. To give CJ the best chance at normalcy. I mean, that just speaks volumes at what our charities does, man.
Yep. I can't say it any better.
And it's amazing at what this technology can do. I mean, just with that, like between not even using the Be My Eyes, but just the Meta itself in like what it sees, reading to me. I mean,
even his mail, he can read his mail now.
I'm a little concerned about that because all the times that I've opened up the fridge and I tell my wife I don't see the ketchup, now she may give me a pair of those glasses so I can see the ketchup, right?
It's crazy. I mean, it's amazing at least how far it's come. And so I mean, I'm free. Like, well, I'll do it now. See if it knows where I'm at. Hey, Meta, where am I at? And describe the room.
At 482 Hyatt Regency Hotel Drive to downtown Dallas. I don't have a live view of your room. Can you hear those in an area? If it's telling you to see and you want me to help describe,
Yeah, describe what you see.
show city cyber, among the other things.
Hey, Meta, stop. I knew we were in a conference room with laptops.
Wow.
I don't know if you heard it, but I
With the chairs around it, cables and laptops and everything.
Wow.
So that's what I mean by like it knew it was in a conference room. So it's like, and it had that address for the courses, it might use the GPS or whatever on the phone, but it described the ring to me. And it like, somehow it knew, okay, this has got to be a conference.
Right. Yeah, that's incredible, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if I heard correctly, it told you the exact hotel that you're in too during the beginning, right?
Yeah. He told him he was at the specific Hyatt Regency and the address, and then
And reunion area.
Yeah.
and then whenever he asked him to describe it, if we went into the Meta app, it would actually have a picture of what it took.
Oh, wow.
And then it analyzes that through AI to be able to describe what it is.
That's incredible. And I guarantee you, whenever they made those, that it wasn't designed to help handicapness, or unfortunate or disabled.
I want to say it was mostly because, what is it, for live stream people.
Yeah.
Because, I can take short videos, like it'll let me do like, I think 1 minute reels or something.
Yep.
But I think they were mainly meant for like people that do live streaming and stuff like that.
Well, I had bought them for a music conference.
Gotcha.
Just a music festival, instead of having to sit there and try and take pictures and record the shows. I just want to be able to enjoy the show and just pop a video on while my sunglasses are on. I can still enjoy the show, still have that memory to take back. And, like I said, playing through the settings, just saw all that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's amazing.
Well, man, we can't thank you enough for coming. Speaking of live streaming, we got to sit this. I got to go downstairs here in a minute and get my live streaming set up for our banquet tonight, which is at 6:00. Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover that you think it's important for the members or listeners or watchers out there that are going to be tuning into this podcast? What you want them to hear from you?
Don't forget about the Warriors.
The Warriors, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it like what y'all do for the members. like, especially when it comes to like, because I remember like I never thought much of it. Like I signed up for it basically for the CYA, you know, and I can't remember. Somebody had told me about. I think it was my FTO, and he's like, you know, you need to get something. And I'm like what? And he goes, well, I got TMPA, and you know, supposedly they're pretty good. You know, if something happens, you're involved in a shooting, you get shot, whatever, they help. You know, they send lawyers, they come out, they make sure everything's okay. I'm like, okay, cool. So I did that, you know, signed up and everything. And like even after I got shot, like I think I still pay my dues too, because I remember somebody had called me, and I might need to check on that again, because I don't know, I had like kept on having cards get canceled. I had to cancel. I can't remember, but either way, I still pay the due, even though technically I don't need the protection. But I feel that, you know, for what y'all did for me, and I don't know, pass it forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, why not? It's what, still $10 a month?
We went up to what,
$32.
32.
Yeah, 32 more.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's probably 10. You probably had, I bet you had
Payroll deduct.
and then it was $10 a pay period back whenever we signed up 10 years ago.
Yeah. That's good. Well, we need to circle back and have a part 2 on this, because I want to dive off into the workers' comp aspect of how they failed you, and how they're continuing to fail, honestly, public servants across Texas.
Oh, majorly.
Yeah.
See, there you go, Tyler. Only trying to get my blood pressure going, talking about workers' comp this early in the morning.
For sure.
Don't get me.
Oh, man, I can only imagine. Well, brother, I can't thank you enough for coming in here, stopping in here, and also being here, being present tonight for the banquet. It's going to be a memorable one, and it's just another example why coming to these conferences are so important. So, again, for all of us at TMPA, we greatly appreciate it.
No, thank y'all for
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Well, hey, we're going to wrap this up here at the TMPA 2026 TMPA Texas FOP Conference again in Dallas, Texas. Big shout out to all of our sponsors. We're going to put all their information at the bottom there in the description.
Hey, T.O.
Yeah.
Does our friend not get any rapid fire questions?
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. We do 3 rapid fire questions for our guests, and I forgot to do that this morning with our Weslaco guest. What is your favorite cop movie or line from a cop movie? What's your favorite cop car? And what is your favorite drink of choice when you're relaxing?
Okay, favorite cop movie. The funniest one, I think, was the one I got to see before I got shot, what was it? Let's Be Cops, or...
Yeah,
Oh,
Let's
God.
Be Cops.
But I used to love, the old one. Had Hightower in it.
Police Academy.
Police Academy.
Police Academy.
That's a good one. Yeah. What's your favorite cop car?
Favorite cop car, I got to say, it has to be the Charger.
Okay.
Wait.
Now,
Could you fit in a Charger?
I know.
hey, fucking embarrassing.
They had to take the cage out.
I walked in the room trying to figure out what beanstalk you fell off of.
Hold on. Okay, in the Charger, seat. Oh, I couldn't put the seat all the way back, even though I got long legs, because of the stupid cages. So basically, my back of my seat in my patrol car went to about. Let's see, this is straight up. So about here, my feet, and of course just so I could get enough into it, and I was pretty much like this most of the time.
Yep.
Because I'm a big dude, and the cages suck. But I don't know. My name's John. What is it? My name is Ricky Bobby. I like to go back. And at least the old Chargers.
Right. No, yeah, the new ones aren't like
My
that.
patrol car was like a 2013.
Yeah.
It was old as shit. It was the old Charger. Those sang up with shit.
They would.
Yeah. But the new ones,
They're not.
all of them sucked. If it rained or it rode,
Not good.
55 miles an hour.
Yep. What's your favorite drink of choice?
Favorite drink of choice is, I'm a sucker for like either Jack and Dr. Pepper or Crown, like Apple Crown Sprite.
There you go. That's a good one.
That is.
Good call, J-Dub. I forgot about that.
Hey, man, we gotta police each other up here, brother.
No doubt. Well, again, man, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll do a part 2 with this about workers' comp.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, again, we're at 2026 TMPA Texas FOP Conference in Dallas, Texas. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for what you do, and we're going to get back to this banquet here in a little bit and continue the celebrations here at our conference. Take care. God bless you, and as always, may God bless Texas. We're out.